Today we're going to be demonstrating how to change the engine air filter on a 2003 Audi A4 with a 3-liter V6 engine. We're going to be using an engine air filter made by Mahle Original. Mahle is an official OE supplier to many of the German automakers, such as Volkswagen, Audi, BMW, Porsche, and Mercedes. Also, we recommend replacing your engine air filter every 30 to 40,000 miles or once a year, whichever would come first. So let's get started on changing the engine air filter. The first thing is to remove the decorative cover here on the side. There's 2 tabs on the front side. So I'll pull the front side up first and then out. There's one locking pin here in the back side. So I'll just pull the front up first and then slide out the back. Next we're going to remove the airbox intake duct right here at the top. There's 2 Phillips screws here at the front that hold it in place, and as well you're going to have to push down the little solenoid valve off of its rubber encased bracket, which is connected to the air intake tube. So you're going to want to push it down. You can see it just popped off, and then remove the 2 screws. And then on the side that connects to the airbox, you can firmly pull that directly upwards and make sure it clears the solenoid valve bracket that you just took off, and then you can pull out the front side. Next, you're going to want to remove the pipe on the front side of the airbox, and you just squeeze it and pull out. When you squeeze it, you're going to release a clip here on the top and a clip on the bottom, so you just firmly squeeze it and they'll pop out. Next, you can remove the mass airflow sensor from the top portion of the airbox. First, unplug the mass airflow sensor. These plugs are kind of tricky to remove them. You have to pull this little tab back, but what I find works best is you can actually push the plug in and then pull the tab back before you pull the plug completely off. So again, have your finger on the little tab, push in the plug, pull it out. The mass airflow sensor is held in place by 2 clips, one here on the front side, one here on the back side. And this is best done with a regular screwdriver. Just slightly pry it out like that on the front side, and then as well on the back side. And that is held in with an O-ring seal, so you can just guide this out of the top portion of the airbox. Unclip the 2 fuel lines on the top side of the airbox. There's a little bracket on here, clip that might fall off, so you might want to separately take that off and put it back on when you reassemble it. Next, you're going to want to remove the 2 Phillips screws on the top portion of the airbox. There's one here and one here. They are encased screws, so they will not fall out, so you don't have to worry about that. Now you can remove the top portion of the airbox. There's 2 locking tabs in the bottom corners of the top portion of the airbox, and once you swing out the airbox on the top side, you can lift straight up, and the bottom 2 tabs in the bottom corners will come unclipped. Next, you can remove your old air filter. With the old filter element removed, you want to inspect the lower portion of the airbox and remove any type of debris such as sand, dirt, and leaves. This airbox actually has quite a bit of sand in it, so we're going to suck it out with a vacuum cleaner before we put in the new filter element. The main reason of this is we don't want to suck any sand or debris around, take any chances of sucking it past the air filter element. Now you can install your new air filter in the proper orientation, and you're going to want to confirm that the sealing area, which is the orange outer area, gets seated properly in the air box. So you can kind of work your way around the foam sealing area and guide it as it mates into the airbox. Next, you can install the top portion of the airbox. You're going to want to align the two tabs on each side of the bottom portion of the airbox, and then you can swing in the top. You're going to want to maneuver the mass airflow sensor as well as the fuel lines in such a way that you can get the airbox in. Once the bottom two tabs are lined up at the bottom of the airbox, you can swing in the top portion as it mates to the bottom portion of the airbox and begin to tighten the two Phillips screws. Next, you can reinstall the mass airflow sensor into the top portion of the airbox. And this again is held in by two clips. Reinstall the plug for the mass airflow sensor, and as well the pipe on the front side of the airbox. You can push it in until it clips in. And as well, the two fuel lines on the top side of the airbox can get clipped into place. Next, reinstall the airbox intake ducting. What works good for me is I like to guide the front portion of the intake ducting in first, and then lastly do the portion that mates to the airbox. Also at this time you can slide the solenoid bracket back onto the ducting. And as well, install the two Phillips screws that hold the ducting in place. Reinstall the decorative cover. First, slide the pin in on the back side, and then there's two clips here in the front that you can push down. So that's an overview on how to change the engine air filter on a 2003 Audi A4. For more information on our products and your Audi repair maintenance needs, feel free to visit our website at blauparts.com. Thanks for watching.